You guys remember when I posted Valve content? Me neither. With me being roughly 50 followers away from 1K, I decided to go back to some Valve and Half-Life stuff. These are the only two Valve games released on the original Xbox, with Half-Life 2 also being on an OXM demo disc, alongside COD 2, Prey, and Saints Row. If you're familiar with Half-Life 2's surprising number of ports, you know about the performance of this version. While it's not unplayable, it's far from good. I'm in Water Hazard in the footage shown, and you can see the slowdown during combat. The Wikipedia page does mention that maps are somewhat smaller to compensate for the Xbox's hardware, but alongside the lower resolution textures, some maps with fences and more details have just plain walls and nothing there. It's not like it's out of place, it's still perfectly fine, it's just I've played this level so many times that it feels off enough to notice. Also, it might just be because I'm playing through my 360, but sometimes the icon for the SMG grenades won't show up. That's about as far as my real complaints with this port go. For what they were working with, it's actually really impressive. I also enjoy that the weapon selection is in this cross format rather than cycling through like on PC. This main menu is really sleek too. This might be a bit niche of a thing to like, but this build is a branched version of the original Source engine, including the super easy B-hopping. And this art on the back of the manual is badass. Overall, a diamond covered in shit is still a diamond at the end of the day. I just wouldn't recommend this to anyone with means to play this game otherwise. Counter-Strike on Xbox is a whole different tune, however. It released about 3 years after Counter-Strike on PC, and it's really cool. It has 7 wholly original maps too, rather than the Half-Life 2 port which would come out 2 years later. I'd argue this is a significant improvement from the PC version. It was built with the console in mind, the buy menu is entirely overhauled and works with the joystick. The weapons, player models, and textures were all remade and look really stylized and distinct. Some areas are a tad too oversaturated for me personally, but that's just me being a dickhead, really. It plays really well considering the twin sticks they had to adapt to, and this port had Microsoft themselves backing it. This was big for Xbox Live from what I've gathered, which makes a ton of sense. The biggest PC game of the time on your new console, that's genius. If you want to play this on PC, there's a few fan-made efforts on Game Banana to port this content to CS 1.6. Condition Zero would come out a year later by Turtle Rock, which was also involved with this port, which has some of these things in it too. However, the buy menu is still the same as OG Counter-Strike, and they don't have some of the exclusive maps. If you have a 360 and you want to play this version, it's really cheap to grab right now, and I'd highly recommend it if you want to see what this version's all about. The servers are pretty dead though. Do you guys want me to cover more console Valve games like Left 4 Dead games, the Orange Box, or the Half-Life port on the PS2? Well, let me know. I might make a more full-fledged video if this does well.